welcome back to Sultan Sanchez, Sultan Sancho's, Sultan Sanctuary. Yes, I'm back at it again with the white bands. It's post-commentary once again, and do not listen to this nonsense, do not jump. I did not trust nobody, do not even jump for the crazy shortcut. I don't think there's a crazy shortcut, but there is a stone blacksmith and 3 red shards. That's, I don't know. I didn't tempt it. I didn't tempt it. Maybe another time I'll try on another playthrough. I'm feeling like making a second character as soon as I finish this instantly. I don't know. I was tempted to make 2 in the beginning, but I saw what happened with Dark Souls 3. Having 2 save files moving in parallel meant that it took double the time to finish the game. But we are about to face off with the first boss of this nope, that's a lie. We already got shipwrecked. The second boss of this playthrough. I don't know what I was checking for here. Let's see what the hell's going on. Did I want to get a bit lighter? Yeah, I guess I wanted to be a little bit lighter, but not that it actually mattered. The Sodden Knight. Fight! The Sodden Knight has a very interesting moveset. He's got a jumping attack, a jumping lunge attack, which leaves him exposed. You can roll under him and attack from the back. This is all in the first phase, and he has a lightning attack which covers ground. As you whittle him down, things do change. Bosses do have phases, something brought back into fame by Lords of the Fallen. So the more you whittle him down, he gains a new move. In this case, he has a thrust now, if you stay within the front of him. But things will change yet again as you continue battling the foe. It is a very simplistic boss with a very simple playstyle, but you can make a mistake. It's possible. I'm not trying to foreshadow anything, you know what I'm saying. Just getting smacked. But yeah, not foreshadowing nothing, but we did get beat up. If you noticed in the beginning there, I did roll through an attack. Rolls do have iframes, and I died. We can't be the kings of all, but the Sodden Knight has stolen the salts, and a mysterious cleric revives you for 71 gold. So you do lose gold for dying, and a monster near your death will actually keep your salt, similar to how in Lords of the Fallen, if you die to a certain monster, it would take your souls, and if you just fall to your death, the nearest monster takes your souls, then you have to defeat them. In this case, it's the Sodden Knight. But since it's actually a boss, it's not that you have to kill the boss to get your souls back. That would be difficult because it may be easy to die to the boss 2 times and then lose everything. In the case of bosses, it's a matter of dealing a set amount of damage that's marked on the life bar by that reticule. When you pass that reticule, you get your souls back. The reticule disappears and is back to the normal boss fight. The nice thing about retrieving your souls is that you don't actually have to physically pick them up. In the case of a boss, it's a matter of damaging the boss to a certain degree. In terms of an enemy, if an enemy picks up your souls, then it's a matter of killing that enemy and then moving on. So in the case of maybe speed running an area, or you're trying to evade multiple opponents at once, you only actually need to beat one enemy and then run away from the rest. Kill it, run, you don't even need to pick up. But some may argue that picking up your souls is easier. You can now see the plunging attack has a 3-hit combo instead of it being 1, so you have to be careful for the backswings. They are long range. It hits you with the lightning, jumps in for the lunge attack. It's very, very difficult to deal with sometimes, but as soon as you get the timing of the lightning down, you should be fine. Jump, roll, attack. Very simple fight with the Sodden Knight. A very interesting boss. I actually liked it. Some may say he's too easy. This is my first time playing the game and I killed him on my second try. I dare say I could have killed him on my first try if I didn't make a dumb mistake. But second try it is. Don't know what this tombstone's for. I guess it's to mark where you died at the boss for some extra gold. It shows a soul. No, that could be... Oh... That could be the tombstone of another player online. Considering the fact that I am playing online, it makes sense. I've seen some notes that clearly were not put there by the developers. They could have been placed by other players instead. Journey bottle, bell of return. Call the gods and spirits lifting to return to the sanctuary or shrine you last went to. Mend the spell we got. Don't know what I'm looking for here. Like I said, this is still post-commentary. I feel like I'm going to do this whole series in post-commentary. It's so laid back, it's so relaxing, and not that much pressure. Fortress key dropped by the Sodden Knight, so I'm assuming we'll be heading to a fortress. Stone merchants. Small stone figure in the form of a market merchant. Offer the stone merchant to an altar and allow merchants to trade there. Can use those at sanctuaries. Lock of hair, soldier's memento of a loved one. Stone blacksmith figure. Offer the stone blacksmith to an altar to allow blacksmith to practice there. Very, very interesting mechanics. I don't know. A part of me, it's like, I don't know, when I'm playing the game and when I'm doing commentary after playing the game, so it's very, post commentary and live commentary are very different, and a part of me would like to believe that live commentary ruined my enjoyment of Dark Souls 3, because there's no way I'm having more fun with Sodden Sanctuary than I did with Dark Souls 3. A part of me is trying to say it's impossible, but that's actually the case. Sodden Sanctuary is a much more refreshing take on the roguelike modern day RPG as compared to Dark Souls. Or I could have just been burnt out on Dark Souls, considering I played Dark Souls 1, I played Dark Souls 2, I played Dark Souls 2's DLCs, and then I got Scholar of the First Sin and played that, and then played all the DLCs again on Scholar of the First Sin. So you could say I was really burnt out, and then I played Dark Souls 3. All of this within the space of 3 years. I guess from the release of the PC version of Dark Souls 1, I finished that multiple times, and then Dark Souls 2 came out, and then Scholar came out, and then blah 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 blah. Burnt out. This much more refreshing. I'm assuming when it gets frustrating, of which in this game, since I'm learning, you'd expect that my deaths would make me more frustrated, but not so much. I'm actually enjoying myself, learning, seeing new places. I don't know, it's just refreshing. We use the fortress key that the Sodden Knight gave us here, leading us to a new location. See some bottles. Speak yes for friend. Looks like ally! Exclamation mark. Greetings, traveler! Do you have a quest? Nope. Yes. Rescuing a prince? I haven't seen any princess, but don't lose hope, friend. Anyway, it's good to have a quest. Would you like to know what my quest is? Sure. Excellent. My quest is to invade the castle to the east and defeat the guardians and slay the dragon. Castles must be invaded and dragons must be slain, mustn't they? I guess so. Getting into this castle is a different story. There's a bridge to it, but it's missing bits. There's another way in, but it's not easy. I saw a passage beneath the fortress you could emerge from. Perhaps it leads through a village of sorts. There was a shortcut to the connected to the bridge at the village, but it's been buried. Perhaps you can unlock it? I've heard something about a jester. The jester knows a way to get to places no one else can. It's easy to claim something until you can actually back your claims up in just a rumor monger. It's easy to claim something, blah blah blah. He's out of dialogue, but I'm assuming we'll be seeing a lot more of him. I believe that's actually our first black pearl. Black pearls in this game are used to level up the skill tree. Let's see what it has to say. A weightless black stone of immense value. Some believe these act as a conduct between worlds. We use that to level up. And we quickly take a big... Oh, we get the cotton trousers, cotton tunic, and woodman's axe. Just taking a sip of some water here, trying to clear my throat. It's hence why no commentary of late. Lots of combo videos, but no actual commentary or guides. I have problems. And let's just say sometimes speaking isn't so easy, especially when your throat is clogged up. So while I move around, let me just take a few more swigs. And see, got another patch of salt. Secret to thy right. I believe that's a developer's one, because I guess the game has to teach you that there are secret doors in this game. That would make sense, but there are some secret doors I found and the notes were straight there saying, yo man, open up this door, there's a secret here. And I'm starting to believe those were actually player notes that were left there online. Bear in mind, there isn't actually any multiplayer in this game like PvP or multiplayer co-op. There's only local co-op, but no invasions, no stuff of that nature or co-op online. I believe it would really boost this game's player base if they were to release a patch in the future, like for example if they were to say Sultan Sanctuary DLC, maybe some new stages, a new storyline, maybe a new quest, and they were like, as an additional feature they can add online co-op. Finally you can co-op with your friends and you can invade other people, and they add maybe some creeds to do with sanctuaries that deal with invading other creeds and their sanctuaries. It would be awesome. But people have found ways to play besides couch co-op. People have found ways to PvP each other using, like if they're on PlayStation, that is, using the PlayStation share function, in which you can let other players in your friends list use your PlayStation as if it's yours, play your games. And they found ways to do co-op in that way and PvP each other. Probably I've gotten the premise wrong on how they exactly do it, but I've seen people PvPing in this game. It's not a dedicated PvP function, but they found ways around what's there to make it work. Another secret door to the right. So I'm saying, when you find multiple notes like that, those have to be, ooh, hello friend, hello, trinkets to sell, trinkets for coin. Friend, I'm so happy you came along. I've gathered things, trinkets and such, trinkets for gold, that's what I've got, trinkets for coin. Okay, how'd you end up here? I stowed away, sold trinkets in Tendelier, trinkets for coin. So poor though, talk with wealth in Kahir. Even beggars like me have got manservants there, they say. Stowed away, sailed then, that storm. Imagine the surprise of those sailors' faces seeing the likes of me in the wreckage that was with all of these righteous men. All of us floating in the sea, clinging to planks, shivering in the icy cold. Not sure how many of these others made it to shore. That shivering, that shore. But the trinkets I've found here, they do sell well, they do. Doing quite nicely I am. Soon enough I'll be able to buy my escape. Somehow. Very interesting merchant here. It says that he's traveled from Kahir to different lands selling, and he stowed away on our ship because I assume he heard we were going to a place of wealth, and little did he know we're gonna get shipwrecked. He stowed away secretly, and amazingly enough, they found him after the wreckage, and unsurprisingly, or should I say surprisingly enough, he's saying that the trinkets he's found here would sell a lot, which means this is a place that even this stowaway merchant has never found before. which means we are probably in uncharted territory, a land that most people go to and maybe never return. In the beginning, we were told that they've seen many people drown, seen many people survive the wreckage at the sea, but no rescues actually been seen. The merchant here is claiming that with the rate at which his goods are selling, he could actually get enough money to buy his own rescue. So he claims to have a plan. But the thing is, no one has actually been rescued from this place. At least we are told by the man at the shore. He claims that it's been standing there for a long time, and lots of people have drowned and died, and a lot of people have claimed to come seeking rescue, but no one actually has. We get our first spell here, Lightning Bolt. We won't be casting anything anytime soon while I try figure out what to do with this build. But unlike Dark Souls, I definitely want to cast some form of magic. I feel that it might be fun in this game, or at least get some weapon, buff it up. We are definitely not fighting him. I like the way I saw that Minotaur like monster and I was like, you know what? This episode's about exploring. I'm gonna continue freaking exploring. I was out of there in a heartbeat. I don't know. Very interesting. Just on a side note, if you're listening to this, I would like to actually ask a question. When was the first time you saw this channel, and what video were you watching when you first saw my channel? I'd like to actually know where the people who continue to watch what I'm doing, where exactly did they come from? Like, what made you... Oh, gravity is still the biggest enemy in RPGs. Whether it be Dark Souls, Lords of the Fallen, Sultan Sancho, Sultan Sanchez, Sultan's Salmon, Sultan Salami, gravity is still the biggest killer. But anyway, I'd really like to know what brought you to this channel and what made you stay. So if you could leave a comment on that would be cool. This would be cool for me to read. Now some backtracking. I noticed while I was playing this episode that there was quite a lot of backtracking. Dying to gravity also didn't help, and there was a lot of exploration, which is cool. It shows that the world is actually very dense, and the lore around the world would make it feel even larger. For example, you get into this place and you don't know anything. People aren't telling you anything. So there's this big mystery about the place. Then you may think to yourself, it's a 2D game, probably the place ain't so big. And then you go exploring left and right, up and down, left and right, up and down. And you realize just how much there is to learn about this area, and that there's actually a lot to explore. To me, I believe that's actually very good level design. In terms of 2D game level design, fair and fine, Scar Studios isn't known for innovative and great level design, but I mean, I'm assuming this is the first time I heard of Scar Studios, a husband and wife doing their thing with some friends. If this is truly their first game, or at least their first game they've published to the public in large quantities such as this, then I really do applaud them. This game is flawed in many ways, but to be honest with you, every game is flawed, and for an indie game, it's really good quality. Most indie games that I play, I usually sink in a few hours, and that's that. If I can manage to finish this game, then that's already testament of a good game. Now, the nice thing about the leveling up system, let's just talk about that. You use salt to level up, just the same way as in Dark Souls and Lords of the Fallen, you use souls to level up. But by leveling up, should I say, you don't actually gain attribute points. For example, in Dark Souls, you level up by putting your souls into your strength, or your vitality, or your stamina, or your endurance, etc. That doesn't do that for you. What leveling up does is it increases your level. Your stats remain the same, but you are then actually gaining black pearls as you level up. Then you take those black pearls and you go into the sphere grid. In the sphere grid is where you can now put those black pearls into different slots to hopefully try figure out what you want. For example, putting in some black pearls into some strength, or putting black pearls into the ability to use level 1 straight swords, or putting in black pearls to get in more endurance. Stuff like that is what affects your attributes, not just necessarily leveling up. Leveling up, I'm not too sure. I see strength, endurance, dexterity, willpower, magic, and wisdom. So I'm assuming leveling up increases your health a bit. I guess because health doesn't seem to be a stat. Unless health is willpower, doesn't make sense. But anyway, I took a foray into the skill tree just to see what the hell's going on. You can see class 1 berserk wield, class 1 heavy armor, fortified strength, get 1 point of strength. Strength increases attack of strength weapons. You see class 1 defender, get to use class 1 shields, gain 1 point of willpower. Willpower determines something that I was too slow to check. Augmented endurance, increasing by a point of endurance. So it's really cool. All the different spheres have different attributes. For example, they're the attribute spheres, which give you either 1 point or multiple points of strength and endurance, dexterity, willpower, magic, wisdom. And then there are other ones. For example, they'll say you'll be able to gain the ability to use class 1 great swords, for example, or class 2 great swords. And then maybe class 1 rapiers, class 1, class 2 daggers, class 1, class 2 shields, class 1 armor, class this, get to use class 1 magic, class 1 miracles. They're different attributes. So you have to explore the grid and find which path you want to take. If you're going to be a cleric, chances are you're going to be going along the spheres that give you plus willpower or plus endurance, so that you can increase your stamina. Class 1 cleric's miracles for different spells, class 2, class 3, class 4 etc. on the miracle side, gaining willpower, gaining wisdom to give you ability to use the spells. And maybe you can be a hybrid build. Maybe you go for class 1 heavy armor, so you can be a cleric that's tanked up and gain endurance, and maybe some stuff to make you tanky as you're casting spells. So you can go for class 1, class 2, class 3 sword fighter with your cleric or with your magic, so that you can be attacking. You've got access to higher level weaponry, and then you can buff that weaponry with your magic skills. Class 1 berserk, class 1 swords, so much. Oh my goodness. The thing is, I loved the sphere grid in Final Fantasy, and to see that Scar Studios implemented the sphere grid into their game and they actually put in so much effort into it is really cool. You can actually level up your poultice pouches. This gives you a +1. I'm not sure if it can be +1, +2, +3, +4, depending on where you are in the skill tree. But it gives you the ability to increase the amount of healing that you have. So, for example, each creed of the 3 that were given gives you a type of healing item. It's limited. In the case of the goddess of light Davara, you only get 3 of her vials. Now we've got 4 by leveling up the poultice pouch, and picked up a few things, a little bit of strength, sword fighter, etc. Very interesting. But now we are officially level 7. I wonder where to now. We had unlocked this shortcut here, luckily enough, so if we do die, at least you know the journey isn't as long as it could have been going the long way around. We're going down deeper, down deeper, down deeper, fighting off bats. Bats are one of the most annoying things in these caves, because they can actually go through walls and clip you. And taking free damage like that, I don't actually enjoy. It's like, if I can't walk through walls, why are the bats allowed to walk or fly through walls and objects? It's, I don't know. That's a negative for me. It doesn't make sense at all how they can walk through walls, but other enemies can't. Well, at least flying enemies, I've noticed, can go through walls. I guess it's the get a Kismet stone, increase your item find rate. That's similar to the gold serpent ring in that regard. But yeah, as I was saying, the fact that flying enemies can go through objects, I don't know whether that's just to blame the two-dimensional aspect, such that you can argue that if it was three-dimensional, the flying opponent would have flown around the object, not through it. But the thing is, the game is 2D, so we can't make 3D assumptions on a 2D game. So for me personally, that's a big negative. I'm sure when you come across very strong flying opponents, you will have a tough time, especially if it's flying opponents that have long range. They can be in walls and through objects and giving you a tough time because you won't be able to block them effectively when you can't see the attack coming. Triggered a trap. I didn't see it so well. So I'm gonna be putting on some healing items. This is the first time entering this particular area. You can look in the background, you can see they were hanging people with pumpkin heads. Caution, trap ahead, I didn't read that. Hanging people with pumpkin heads, hanging paladins, hanging knights. And these are all these woodsmen, these workers and dogs. And you could say they look like hunters. Why they turned against these particular people and started hanging them, I have no idea. But they are active. Things ain't going so well. I'm not paying attention to what the hell I was doing with this guy. He did take a beating. Plus 550 salt. That's almost a whole level for killing that guy. You notice that when we came back into the stage, the people hung changed. There were lots of pumpkin head men. Now they look like different scarecrow men. I don't know if that's a mistake in rendering of the game, that each time you enter a stage, those guys just all of a sudden change even though you never even died. Or they're actually changing, which would be kind of cool. Having rotating sprites in the background. You can see there's a way to get there, but I don't know how. Another trap here, crossbow. If you look towards the left hand side, there's like twine on the ground. If you had walked towards the left without looking on the right hand side, you would have been hit by the crossbow, which would have been rather not so good. Not so good at all. Yes, for some reason I feel better today. I get a view of our new NPC. Let's see if I can make a good imitation. Curiosity. What creature persists in the face of such suffocating despair? The others have begun to kneel. Will it join them? No. Words are nothing without fear. I see it as a shred of courage, and this offends me. In time, it will kneel, and when it kneels, it will know, not in acquiescence, but in the darkest despair it shall ever know. Okay. Alright. I have no idea what to say to you, but let me go back. I have no intention of kneeling, I was just joking, but yeah. Let's check out some soldier spear, some woodman's axe, morning stars, etc. Checking out some weapons. The reason why I'm just looking at the weapons and how they act is as soon as I find a good sanctuary to put a blacksmith in, maybe I could have already put the one. I would really like to upgrade some weapon. We do have items we can use to upgrade weaponry at the blacksmith. But I haven't actually found a weapon that I want to upgrade yet. That's the problem. Because of the fact that I believe we will be encountering a boss soon, and if we don't have good enough damage, it's gonna be a tough boss fight. Something I don't want to have to deal with as a tough boss fight at this moment. So I would really like to find a really nice weapon to deal with. I don't know. This build I'm feeling like it's going to be something of a tank. A heavy armor, high endurance, big old strength weapon. Big old strength weapon. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. And if possible, and I can find a spell to buff the strength weapon, that would be nice. Probably I'm gonna go for miracles in the sense that I'm gonna buff the strength weapon and probably have a healing spell. Conduit Mind, a new ring. I wonder what it does. I remember I just equipped it not knowing. Lock stamina to 1/3. I read that last sentence, me being dumb and not reading the rest of the text. I just equipped the entire ring. The reason why I'm saying it was dumb of me to do that, it locks the stamina to 1/3, as in you can't go below 1/3 when casting spells. It's not for all the time. If it was for any action, then it would really be a good ring. So I had to balance it, I guess, by making it only for spells. And we get the fused metal ring. Wonder what that does. It increases endurance. A ridged metal ring. So I noticed now that the Conduit Mind was actually for spell casting. So I was like, nope. Remove that. Dumb ring. So I've removed the ring that reduces wounding. I don't know. I'm feeling comfortable at the moment. Nothing has outright killed me because of my lack of max HP. Besides that, of course, gravity is the best. It's the freaking best right now. Gravity is the freaking best. But we died again, and now you get to see the benefits of unlocking the shortcut that we did down here. I don't know if I killed everything, but at least we get to drop straight down. Yeah, I think I killed the bats because the bats can move in any direction. And that can be a problem, especially when you've got bats following you through walls. So in that regard, unless we've got some spare HP, I would advise just killing these guys just to get them out the way. Okay, I don't know if I got hit by the trap again. Don't know if I did. I think I understand now that you need to roll going backwards instead of... Oh no, I hadn't realized it. Yep, you have to roll going backwards instead of forwards because it comes from ahead of you. The mob here has changed towards a hunter and a dog. But it now seems like 2 dogs are patrolling that particular area. But this mob still remains the same, 2 melee monsters and the archer at the top. Classical placement, soul style placement. If this were Lords of the Fallen, that enemy placement would have been like 1 tank and 2 melee monsters behind him instead of having like one archer and 2 weak melee attack monsters. Lords of the Fallen really favored tanks as their wild card. It's like in most Souls-like games, I can't really speak for Bloodborne, but in most Souls-like games, most of the enemy placements, if wild cards are to be thrown, it would be 2 standardized enemies and either a projectile enemy or a monster that can't be blocked or parried as a normal humanoid monster would be. So for example, 2 Black Knights and a Black Knight Archer. Or maybe 2 undead and an undead archer, or 2 undead and a dog. They'll always throw that one thing that can't just be blocked and parried or willy-nilly like a normal humanoid monster, which in that case would be the dog. In this case, they throw in the archer. You can block the arrow, but it's not like you can parry the guy from full screen. It doesn't really work that way. So now, I don't know, where the hell am I going? Okay, I think we are re-exploring this area here. I already understood that I fell to my death before. Question is, did I fall to my death again? Or did I just fall? Yep, I just fell. But luckily enough, it was not to my death. Almost fell to my death again, but luckily enough, again, that didn't occur. These falling planks, I have to say, are the bane of my existence right now. And to be honest with you, this is just the beginning of the game. If they put more falling traps in very dangerous situations, I foresee a lot of deaths to gravity. This thing on the ground looks like a bear trap, so I was trying my best to avoid it. I'm not too sure if that's actually a bear trap, but anyway, it's not an item to pick up, so I just avoided it by all means necessary. I like these enemies, the way they mix up their double hit, triple hit attacks with the jumping lunge attacks. Kind of actually reminds me of the Sodden Knight. Like the minion version of the Sodden Knight, so it's quite cool that you get mini bosses in the level. And these ones actually can block. Sodden Knight didn't have a shield. Boom, and they're dead. Lots of backtracking. If you realize, oh, we got a stone leader. I'm not too sure what stone leaders do though. Village of Smiles. I don't think I went that way. Probably as you go deeper down, you get to find the supposed jester who can help us out. But I'm not too sure about that, so I'll back out here. Lots and lots of backtracking in this game. And as you can see, the scarecrow or the crucified is no longer here. Flying enemy. Worse, literally, flying enemy could be as much of a bane as crossbow enemy in Demon Souls. Crossbow enemy has a big asshole in Demon Souls. Crossbow mouth. Oh my. Oh, trap part 2. I knew I had to die again because I remember at some point I dodged the trap. So the fact that I went past that trap after taking damage meant that I must have died. Now we've got, I believe we have 4 waters of blessing now, since we leveled that up. But most of the areas we wanted to explore have been explored. But definitely I'm feeling like a heavy strength weapon. What strength weapon will choose? I have no idea, to be honest with you. No freaking idea. Village of Smiles. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm pleased we finally dodged one trap in this episode. And kill this mob. Getting hit by arrows through obstacles. Another, like I said, 3D assumptions in a 2D game. I'm not too sure if I fully support it, but it's one of those that enemy would be much weaker if running under that platform mode render his arrows ineffective. He would be too weak because he can only attack you when you enter the screen, but as soon as you enter the screen, then there's nothing much you can actually do. Get our salt back from that crow and try to attack this flying guy here. There we go. Heavy attacks have larger hitboxes than light attacks, hence why you realize there I smashed him, even though the actual animation of the character didn't really touch him. I think he was about to hit me, his hitbox extended, and my hitbox extended with a heavy attack, and hence we actually made contact without our actual figures making contact. So here's the sanctuary of the 3. We're gonna rest at it. It already has a blacksmith here, and you get the blacksmith armor set. And I think that will be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed episode 2. I'll probably record episode 3 tonight, do commentary the next day. I'm not too sure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.